We are back at Woodside Cutoff. The fifth time we've been here. Twice we've gone north, once we've went west, once before we've gone east, and that's the way we're going today. We're going to Covallis, or towards Covallis. I just crossed the Woodside Cutoff Bridge over the Bitterroot River. Recited most of the 23rd thumb going across, and I'm going down to the Woodside Cutoff fishing access, where we went on the Covallis trip, but only for a couple of minutes. Today we're actually going to check it out. So I locked up my bike to this sign, and we're just going to continue this way and see what's here. Don't remember exactly what it looked like when I came here in April, but assuming the water was a lot lower. And nice, peaceful water, beautiful day. It's nice to be here. So this is what I was coming for, the Teller Trail. So that was Woodside Cutoff, and if you look here, that's only a small part of it. We have a much larger trail. And as I understand it, the Teller Wildlife Refuge is a privately held wildlife refuge to hold the land in trust for conservation. But they've kindly opened this up to the public. So this isn't a public park, as in this is not publicly owned, but this is open to the public as long as we don't F that up. So I'm just going to have a nice quiet stroll and enjoy being by the river. You can also see from here that the sky is a lot less smoky than it was 2 days ago, but more smoky than it was yesterday. There was some water that dampened those fires, and then they, smoke comes back from the smoldering wood. But it's not super annoying for me today, and I can actually see a blue sky. So it's a little bit nicer in that regard. So we're going through some mixed forest here. We have some ponderosas as well as some poplars. Pretty much what you'd expect to see, by the Bitterroot River. So there's a sign there showing where we're not supposed to go, but obviously I'm in the public part. And also today, it's staying pretty hot into September. I think it was 84, 85 today, which is not excruciating hot, but is hot for September. And that's also why I chose a smaller bicycle ride today. The heat and the smoke together are making things a little bit less pleasant than they normally would be in September, which is usually a great time to ride. And hopefully it'll cool down, but it's actually going to stay hot for a while, for another week or two from what I've seen. And right here, though, we have this nice shade. I'm glad we have some shade here. So right now, the trail is looping around. Past here, it's private property, as you can see, not open to the public. And so I'm looping around. So this entire trail is like a loop trail, or maybe a little bit of a lollipop, because there's like 200 feet between the parking lot and where it divides. And on that way out, that was the woodland side. And then going back, it will be by the river. So we're walking back along the river. Looks like the Bitterroot River might have several channels here. One thing to say is that because, as we've talked about before, rivers are public below the high water mark, I actually could get down, on those rocks and walk over in that direction. I could, but there's no reason to push my luck as far as that goes. We have some trees down here. I've seen other ones. This one is the most obvious. And based on how those leaves look like, I'm assuming that tree fell down a week and a half ago in the windstorm. So a lot of effects of that all over. Although also parts of that could be, you can see that the river is eroding the bank right here. So some of these could have come down from erosion, or they could have been on the way from coming down from erosion when the windstorm happened. There's various hypotheses you could make about what is going on here. I seem to have lost the trail, mostly because of downed trees. Here we are again. So yeah, when trees go down, It's sometimes hard to find the trail, but not impossible. So I've had kind of a busy day. Saw a bear early this morning just around my house. Then me and my sister hiked a little bit of the Ward Mountain Trail, and then I bicycled out here. And part of that is, as summer is fading, like, there is this urge. I want to see more stuff. I want to see what's going on. I said earlier that the river branches near here, and you can see this is where the part that we were walking beside breaks off from the main stem of the river. So, yeah, the river is very braided. All the way from the bridge to Hamilton to really past Tucker Crossing, or it's really hard to say because it is braided all along its way. And right here we are about 3 or 4 miles south of Tucker Crossing. So I don't know if this is the trail, but it looks like a trail. Sometimes, as I've said, you know, you're out hiking and you follow a trail and then you turn around and you're like, uh-oh, there is no trail, but this looks pretty trail-like. And also this loop is only 1.4 miles long, so it's not a gigantically difficult wilderness hike, but right places, 1.4 miles can be long in a good and a bad way. And it's also a sign of, like, there's a lot of amenities and places near here, a lot of which I barely get a chance to see because there's just so much stuff. So I've been in here one time before. I think it was only one time before. There is one more view of the river before I head on the trail back to the parking lot. So yeah, in my view, there are no bad walks by the river, more or less. Well, thank you for coming along today as we saw one more place you can bicycle to. Pretty accessible from town, a couple miles. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to see here, and I always encourage people to get out, and I guess that's all I have to say about the matter.